Okay, we're gonna try this. Oh my god. There's no better test of the wind for this fluffy thing than this happening right now. Yeah, we have no idea what's going on here. So, I've made it to my second stop, and that is at a lake, like Lake Superior. I'm at a beach in Lake Superior, at a campground, and the campground is like steps away from just. For those of you who don't know, like the Great Lakes in Canada, they're massive and they look like basically like an ocean. Like you can't see much beyond the horizon. So, I mean, I don't know if you can hear in the background. You have to, but it's that. And I'm sorry for the audio if this doesn't work. I don't know. We'll try. We'll try it. But and yeah, for the resolution too, it's so funny. This is as dark as it goes. Yeah, there's just like I don't know if it's because it's also windy today or just because it just is windy around the Great Lakes. I don't know. But either way, there's some massive waves, and it's amazing. So it's funny how my last video on my campsite I was saying, "Oh, it's great! I can hear the falls." Well, now I can hear these Great Lake waves. I honestly, I'm, and I know like right here is where the sun is setting. It's just going to be an unreal sunset. It feels surreal right now. So, yeah, a quick recap of the day of the drive. Oh man. So yeah, I didn't have the best sleep last night, not because of any sounds or whatever. I think like in my tent there's a cot, and the cot has, you know, legs or whatever that go into the ground, and I think just the cot near, like the legs near my head started sinking into the ground, and so like it felt like throughout the night like my head's on this side, or my head's on this side, and it just started like sinking down a little bit. And I don't know, so I wasn't like, I still got some sleep, it just wasn't like super restful. And then I woke up in the morning, I don't know. Oh, and that's another thing, I had like no cell service, so I couldn't really, well, I could tell what time it would be, but I kind of just put my phone away. I felt like it was like that was what was required in that situation, was just put the phone away in my car. And so I don't know what time I woke up at. Probably around like 6:30 or 7 maybe. I don't know. Took my sweet time cleaning up, you know, my tarps and my tent and everything, sweeping them, and it was like, I don't know. Obviously it's not fun cleaning up, but it's just like, it's like, oh my god, this is kind of the reality of the situation. Oh, also I don't know if I said this in the last video, but in the last night, I went. There's a bunch of waterfalls at the last place, and it's beautiful, beautiful park. And I went. I may have said this, but anyways, I went on a late night kind of hike, or like late evening, and just was able to walk onto these exposed rocks from where, you know, because the water has receded over time, and just seeing all these rocks around the waterfalls that had been smoothed and shaped over time was so beautiful. The colors of some of these rocks were just unreal too. Like, it was like literally as if copper and silver and gold were all kind of like mixing and matching all over the place, and it was just like I couldn't believe what I was looking at. Like some of the patterns and some of the textures too. It was like it looked very rough, but it was so smooth, and it was like I don't know. It looked like an optical illusion or something, with just amazing colors. Anyways, I just couldn't take my hands off of these rocks. They were just so smooth, and there's just waterfalls happening everywhere. So amazing. Anyways, it was a very, very successful or whatever first night. And then the plan today was, again, not to make a trip too long. So only about 4 hours of driving. A little bit more because I went to see this kind of like special place that I had been planning on checking out. It was basically it's near this campsite, and it's like these pictographs. So if you haven't heard of what those are, it's like, what the Indians or Native Americans, whatever you want to call them, like when they made art on rocks and stuff with like paint and different stuff that they'd used back in the day. And I saw it as one of these interesting things to do on your way to blah blah blah. I was like, okay, I want to go check this out. And it was like a sketchy place to get to. Like it's not from the parking lot. It's not that far to get to, but it's basically like on these coastal rocks of Lake Superior, this massive lake with massive waves, and like a bunch of times there was these signs saying like, yes, people have died here because of waves sweeping them from exactly where you're going to go look at stuff. And I'm like, okay, and so I venture forward, and I'm like, okay, I don't think I'm seeing the pictographs. And then the sign's kind of like pointing like, people have died here. And I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to go further down, like closer to the water? And it's like, that's where they all are. They were just all like, yeah, like no wonder. Yeah, very dangerous, very, very dangerous. But I got a few pictures or whatever, because that's what it's all about, right? No. But I thought it was so interesting. Like, imagine like placing yourself in the shoes of, or whatever they were wearing, probably just barefoot, honestly. Moccasins. But anyways, I was just putting myself in that person's body or whatever, like, and just being like, wow, that's so cool. Like, imagine being here and this is the place where we're gonna put make our art or whatever. Like, what a scenic place. And anyways, it was just really cool to be exposed to that and near that. And again, it's just like wild. Like, for anyone who's like checked out this channel or whatever, my juice fast, and just, yeah. Anyways, it's just surreal. Everything, like, today was a very different day than yesterday. Well, I mean, yesterday was like, after leaving my aunt's, it was very like, okay, this is the first real leg of the trip here. But yesterday's drive, like, the scenery was very similar to things I'm very used to with where I live. Like, everywhere pretty much, in a straight line from Ottawa to Toronto, and then Toronto up to where I stayed up last night. The scenery and the roads and like just the vibe is like very similar. So like nothing has felt different up to yet. But now, as I started to approach, I started seeing like these glimpses of the lake and of the Great Lakes, and I was like, Lake Superior, and I was like, oh my God, like, it's amazing, wow, like, and it was like crystal clear blue and just like massive, and just I haven't really seen that before. Yeah, and I was just like, wow. And then as I started getting more into kind of like the new terrain, it was like, oh, I'm very much in a different place now. Like, I have never been in these parts, at least not by myself, not driving by myself. Oh my god, it's absolutely beautiful around here. I turned my camera, but it'd probably be blinded by the sun. Um, who knows? I took some videos with my phone earlier. Maybe I'll edit in here, but I don't know. I don't know about that. Um, but yeah, the terrain was like so different. The wood, it just really felt like there's no development around here, and also there was no signal. Like at a certain point, I was like using my Google Maps or whatever, and then there's just like no signal, and it's just like you're just driving, and I'm like, oh, okay, I don't have any maps, but now I figured out that you can download, you know, some areas of the map for offline use, which I'll do moving forward, at least for the next little bit. But anyways, it's just like it was very much like just this strip of road through dense forest, and also, yeah, just super thick, and also just very like windy, and like the elevation, and also I started seeing my first moose signs. I'm used to like watch out for deer, but now now it's just moose. They're telling you to watch out for. I was like, okay. I'm in a different place now, and yeah, just seeing just very much feeling in a different place. Seeing driving through this new kind of scenery and terrain. But also there was a part where right before I got to this campground, there was the weather had changed with some clouds, and it started to, and because of the elevation, I was kind of in the clouds in this super evergreen kind of dark green forests and exposed rock and stuff. And it was just felt whoa, super eerie, super spooky, mixed with glimpses of this big blue Great Lake. And so it's just because it was so far away, and it was, so I'd get these glimpses of sunny blue lake in the distance, mixed with but where I'm driving is very gloomy, spooky stuff. I don't know. It was a weird contrast. And then yeah, anyways, and did went and saw the pictographs, and that was cool. And then I just got set up here at this campsite, and it's absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. There's a lot more people here, and the only downside to this campground is yes, the waves and the sounds of the Great Lakes is amazing, but it's also right near the highway too. So we'll see how that sleep goes. But yeah, oh my god! So I ended up. I almost have to put in a clip of the waves to give you context, but I did go in for a swim. I mean, I don't know if 2 minutes counts as a swim, but I had to take a dip in Lake Superior, and I had to kind of fight my way through the waves. And when I was making my way to swim, I think I got a few looks of people being like, "This guy really going for it?" And I don't know if it's always this intense with the waves, because it is quite windy, but I was getting some looks, but maybe I was just thinking about it, because earlier in the day, earlier when I showed up, I saw some kids like playing around in the water and stuff, like a little bit out there, not too far out, but anyways, I started inching my way in there, and then like the waves were hitting me hard, and then I like slowly made my way past it. Went underwater, took my dip, and I was just kind of like waiting a little bit in the water, but the waves were like coming and coming. I was like, and I also don't want to like get swept out. Like I don't know how it works. I don't swim in these types of waters often, so I was like, okay, I'll start to like surf the waves back. Body surf the waves back, and I made my way back to kind of the shore a little bit, but I was still kind of in it. And it was like pushing me up, and then like there was this one big. I was kind of like letting the waves kind of like. I was just kind of playing with it, and then this one big wave came, and it just like I saw it coming, and it just like whoa! It like basically just like picked me up and just like put me like whatever 10 feet further up, and I was like on my feet. Like it just made me laugh, and I got out after that. But yeah, I don't know. I was trying to think of any sort of like themes of you know personal growth, present stuff. I think today was just a bit more jam packed with like jam packed. There was a lot of driving, but more packed with like whatever, just fun, new, different things. It was very different today because there was a lot of novelty. Like when a lot of novelty the other day too, but I think it like I don't know, seeing a drastic change of scenery for the first time in God knows when. I mean, I can't believe what I'm looking at right now. It's just like this is a massive, massive beach. It's just an incredible scenery. Like the sun is setting. It's like obviously quite still bright here, but like the waves are incredible. Like I can't believe I'm here. It's amazing, and there's so much journey left to go. And but yeah, I mean, overall, the drive, like, there's so many ebbs and flows in the drive of like, doubting what the heck I'm doing, because especially when it started to like get spooky, creepy in the kind of misty, dense forest, I was like, oh my god, like, what if something happens? I'm like, I don't know anybody out here. I'm all alone, whatever. What am I doing? But then you get moments like this, or you get other. Oh, that's another thing. There's a bunch of like, it's a very rocky beach, and like all the rocks are so beautiful. Anyways, I just had to say that. Yeah, it was just a lot of back and forth of like feeling like, oh my god, like what am I doing? Where am I going? Like I don't know anybody out there, Like I'm not going somewhere to meet someone, Like I'm to meet up with people, whatever. Like I'm just going, and it's just like and it makes you think sometimes. It's like, well, what am I doing that for? But then you come back to the sequence of events, and you come back to why you're doing this, and it's really about being with you, being with yourself, where you are the one, you are the person that you're going to meet, you know. Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty. It's a pretty cool thing. And it's not easy, you know. It's not like you know, oh, I just realized that and everything's good. Like I'm gonna have more doubts. I'm gonna have more like what WTFs, you know. But as I've said, I think in past videos, like the fear of not doing this is greater than the fear of doing this at this point, you know. Whereas in the past, it's been the opposite. This is something I know I have to do, and I'm doing it, and it's and like sometimes I just catch myself. I'm like, oh, you really out here. You really out here doing this thing. Like, what the heck, man? Oh my god, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful right now. So lucky, so grateful. So incredibly lucky and grateful. Anyways, um, I'm gonna want to settle in and enjoy this sunset and just the rest of this night because again, tomorrow it starts all over again. You know, that's one thing I'll say is that I'm certainly not in a rush to get out west. Like obviously, I want to respect my body's tolerance of driving and stuff, and also enjoying different scenes and different places. Although when you're only camping somewhere one night, and you're driving, you know, most of the day. Um, yeah, it's just like okay, set it up, and then early tomorrow morning, take it down, clean it up, go. I mean, it's a good way to practice. Um, Practice like you know like the routine and the you know what am I trying to say? But just like the motions of it, you know, like, and I think that's good. Although I had another tough time with my tent today. It's so annoying. I mean, I guess I haven't set it up that many times to be honest with you. So, anyways, give myself some grace. Slowly but surely figuring out what I need and what I don't need. And yeah, I'm looking forward to having a bit more efficiency with like what like you know what actually I will use and what I'll need on my journey in my car. Um, Anyways, I don't know what this video is. It's just really just an update. Um, yeah, because I don't know. This is a pretty crazy experience in my life. So, if anything, it's for me, you know. But I want to encourage anyone who's watching this. Um, as I've said in other videos, you feel called to do something radically different with your life, or you know, it feels like it's coming through you or from you. Not even from you, like from somewhere else, but it's happening through you. Let it happen, you know. Like surrender to what's being asked to be lived through you, and you won't regret it. You'll much more regret never having, you know, tried something, tried something radical that your soul's calling you to do. Because I don't know if I've said this to a few other people recently, but it's like, you know, in a year from now, um, a year will have happened either way. Whether you do something that you've always wanted to do or do something new and radical, different, or not, you know. Again, this is if you're in that sort of life situation, you know. I'm not encouraging everybody who has different sort of responsibilities and life circumstances to just go do something crazy, man. And that can be doing something crazy can be, different things. It doesn't have to be like driving across the country or whatever and selling everything you have. Like, it can be different. It can be just like, oh, I'm gonna go to that pottery class or that paint night. Or I'm gonna join a sports team. Like, to start playing sports and meet new friends. It can be like a bunch of different things. Just, I don't know. I just want to encourage you to go for it, whatever that it is for you. And I'm still figuring what that it is for me too. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing out here. All I know is I'm doing it. Music's a big part of my life, and I really want to share my music and through this avenue too. And I need to figure out a way to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to, depending on if I'm like every day I'm up and I go and I get to the next place and a boom, 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 boom. I don't know where I'm going to fit that in. I mean, I could go get my guitar after I finish this and maybe play a little bit. Bring my ukulele up here. That could be nice. But anyways, it's just like, yeah. I really want to tap into my creativity and my art in a different way, in a different space, and yeah. Anyways, I'm always I always don't know when to wrap these up or how to wrap these up, but I encourage you to just listen to your heart, listen to the calling, and answer it. Whatever that is. I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now. It's just, I don't know if I can show a little bit. Let's see. That's pretty good. That's not bad. See, with the sun there, it's going to be too much. There's people out there. Isn't this insane? That's insanity. Well, I somehow managed to do that. That's Canada. That's like, you know what I mean? What's going on here? That's in Canada, y'all. Anyways, I'm going to enjoy this, and I'll keep you guys updated tomorrow. I forget what the campground's called tomorrow, but it's not that far away. I mean, it's another 4-hour drive type thing. And yeah, so looking forward to it. Okay, you enjoy your day. I love you, and I'll update you on the next one. Okay, take care.